See what I gotta deal with?
Wallet. Funny, I didn't have enough money to fill my car and my child's belly. Funny how life is. Keep writing, you will get to funny. Keep laughing.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of True Crime Revealed. I'm Donna, your host, and today we're diving into a case that'll leave you stunned. The brutal murder of Kelly Mays in Westland, Michigan. Picture a quiet suburb, kids playing in yards, neighbors waving, then a blood-soaked crime scene shatters it all. On January 7th, 2024, a beloved motivational speaker was found stabbed to death in her own bedroom. The killer? Her husband, driven to rage by a secret she dared to share. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to join our true crime crew. Your support keeps these stories alive, and I'm so grateful for every like and comment. Let's get started. It was early 2024 in Westland, a cozy Detroit suburb known for its parks and tight-knit vibe. Temps were chilly, around 30 degrees Fahrenheit, but life felt safe. Families grilling, kids Viking. Kelly Mays, 49, was a local gem, a motivational speaker whose words lifted survivors out of darkness. But that morning, her daughter walked into their home on the 3670 block of McKenna Drive and found a nightmare. Kelly, covered in blood, stabbed 17 times, was gone. The scene was gruesome, a stark betrayal in a place meant for love. The twist? Kelly's husband, Jimmy Brown, a rapper with a good guy mask, did it. Hours after her death, he turned himself in, confessing to a crime sparked by Kelly's bombshell. She was leaving him. This wasn't just a murder. It was a chilling reminder that even advocates like Kelly, who fought domestic violence, can fall to it. Westland reeled, grappling with how a public hero hid such darkness. This case is about secrets, betrayal, and a system that sometimes misses the signs. Stick with me as we unravel a tragedy that shook a community and why Kelly's voice still echoes. Kelly Mays was a beacon of hope, a woman whose strength inspired countless lives. Born on November 21, 1974, in Detroit, Michigan, Kelly was the youngest of 3 kids to Ralph Mays and Janice Watkins Mays. Nicknamed Twin B by her sister Stacy, she shared an unbreakable bond with her family. Growing up, Kelly's compassion shone bright. She was the kid who'd comfort anyone hurting. Her love for learning and grit defined her, setting the stage for a life of impact. Kelly tore through school with passion. She graduated from Detroit Public Schools, then earned a psychology degree at Central Michigan University. Not stopping there, she grabbed a master's in counseling from the University of Phoenix and was months from a second master's at CMU in 2021. Her smarts weren't just bookish, she poured them into helping others. As a mental health therapist at Azura Health, Kelly worked with kids and teens, turning her office into a safe haven. Her ability to guide people through pain was her superpower, rooted in her own battles. Kelly's past wasn't easy. In 2008, she escaped an abusive relationship that peaked with a brutal assault on her daughter's first birthday, landing her in the hospital. That trauma didn't break her, it fueled her. Through her nonprofit, A Survivor's Story, she became a motivational speaker, sharing her journey on podcasts, news, and stages. Her poetry and talks on domestic abuse, mental health, and healing gave survivors a voice. Kelly didn't just preach resilience, she lived it, turning scars into strength. At 49, Kelly was still dreaming big, advocating for a world without violence. Her daughters, Celeste and Emily, were her heart, inspiring her fight. She was a mom, a mentor, a poet whose words lit up dark corners. Losing her gutted Westland. Her community saw her as a hero. Kelly wasn't just a victim, she was a warrior, a light for those lost. As we dig into this case, let's keep her legacy burning, because her story demands to be heard. January 7th, 2024 started like any other winter morning in Westland, Michigan, with temps around 28 degrees Fahrenheit and a quiet hum in the suburbs. Kelly Mays, 49, was at home on the 36700 block of McKenna Drive, a place meant for family and safety. But that night, A secret she shared with her husband, Jimmy Brown, unleashed a horror that ended her life. Let's walk through the chilling events that turned a cozy home into a crime scene. Kelly had been wrestling with her marriage for years. Jimmy, a 31-year-old rapper known as Super MC, seemed like a dream at first. Funny, supportive, a stepdad to her daughters. But behind closed doors, their playful banter had soured into bitter fights. Kelly, a domestic violence advocate, saw the red flags but stayed, hoping love could fix it. Days before, she hit her breaking point. She sat Jimmy down and dropped a bombshell. She was done, ready to leave. He nodded, acting calm, but rage simmered inside. That morning, the house was still. Kelly's daughter Celeste, away briefly, returned to an eerie silence. The lights were on, Kelly's stuff untouched, but no answer to her calls. As Celeste moved through the apartment, dread grew. In the bedroom, she found her mom, lifeless, blood-soaked, stabbed 17 times in the neck and chest. The brutality was shocking, with no signs of a break-in or struggle outside the room. Kelly's final moments were violent, a betrayal in her own sanctuary. Jimmy was nowhere, but his actions that night told the story. After Kelly's secret, she was leaving, he spiraled. His history of violence, including 1993 convictions for assault and armed robbery, hinted at his darkness. That night, he grabbed a knife and unleashed his fury, stabbing Kelly with ruthless precision. Hours later, he walked into the Westland police station, confessing without a fight. His calm surrender was as chilling as the crime. A night meant for rest ended in slaughter, and Westland would never look the same. Kelly Mays' murder on January 7, 2024, didn't spark a traditional search. Her killer confessed hours later. But the moments before her daughter Celeste found her body and the family's growing unease paint a picture of dread. Kelly's home on Westland's McKenna Drive was a haven, but that morning it became a tomb. Her family's gut instinct ignored in her final days, and the police's swift shift to investigation reveal a tragedy that hit too close. Celeste, Kelly's daughter, sensed trouble when she returned home. The apartment was too quiet. Lights on, Kelly's things untouched. No texts, no calls. Odd for a mom always connected. Celeste's heart raced as she searched, calling out, hoping for a reply. In the bedroom, her worst fear hit. Kelly, stabbed 17 times, blood pooling around her. Celeste, trembling, touched her mom's foot, feeling only cold. She dialed 911, voice breaking as reality sank in. Westland police arrived fast, confirming Kelly's death, stunned by the savagery. There was no missing person hunt. Jimmy Brown, Kelly's husband, turned himself in that day, admitting he'd killed her. But before that, Kelly's family had worried. Her daughters, Celeste and Emily, had seen the marriage fray, begging Kelly to leave Jimmy's toxic grip. Kelly, a domestic violence advocate, stayed, believing she could fix it. Days prior, she told Jimmy she was done, a secret that triggered his rage. Her family didn't know he'd strike, but they'd felt the tension, a storm brewing in their home. Westland's community was blindsided. Kelly was a local hero. Her talks, her nonprofit, her light touched countless lives. Neighbors gathered, whispering in shock, unable to fathom violence in their safe suburb. Police didn't need to search, but Celeste's discovery forced them to face a brutal truth. A woman who fought for survivors was lost to the very evil she battled. The family's quiet fears, ignored until it was too late, fueled outrage. How could a killer live among them, unchecked? With Jimmy Brown's confession on January 7, 2024, Westland police had a rare open and shut case. The 31-year-old admitted to stabbing his wife, Kelly Mays, 17 times in their home. But investigators still dug deep, piecing together clues to confirm his guilt and motive. From the crime scene to his past, every shred of evidence painted a picture of a controlling predator, not a remorseful husband, sealing his fate in a case that rocked Michigan. The crime scene was a goldmine. Kelly's bedroom showed no forced entry, proving the killer was an insider. 17 stab wounds, mostly to her neck and chest, screamed personal rage. Forensics tied a kitchen knife, found bloodied, to the attack, with Jimmy's prints all over it. Blood spatter matched his account. He struck Kelly in a frenzy after her bombshell. She was leaving him. The lack of struggle outside the room suggested Kelly was caught off guard, trusting her husband until the end. It was chillingly deliberate. Jimmy's past was a red flag. In 1993, at 19, he was convicted of assault with a gun and armed robbery, serving time for both. These weren't youthful mistakes. They showed a violent core. Kelly, a domestic violence advocate, overlooked them, hoping love could change him. Witnesses, including her daughters, described years of escalating fights, with Jimmy's teasing turning cruel. Celeste told cops Jimmy's temper flared when Kelly mentioned leaving, a motive backed by his confession. He had felt betrayed, unable to lose control. Jimmy's surrender was the clincher. Hours after the murder, he walked into the station, admitting everything, no chase, no lies. He detailed the stabbing, saying Kelly's secret pushed him over. His calm delivery, with no drugs or alcohol in his system, showed intent, not impulse. Social media posts from Kelly, hinting at tension, added context. The evidence, prints, weapon, motive, confession, was airtight. Westland cops, shaken by the brutality, closed the case fast, but the clues left a bitter truth. Kelly's killer was the man she trusted most. Jimmy Brown's actions on January 7, 2024, were a calculated eruption of rage. The 31-year-old rapper stabbed his wife, Kelly Mays, 17 times in their Westland, Michigan home, ending her life in a brutal frenzy. His motive was control, sparked by Kelly's shattering secret. She was leaving him. Jimmy couldn't handle losing her, and his violent past fueled a murder that exposed his true nature, a predator, not the loving husband he played. That morning, Jimmy's darkness took over. Kelly, 49, had told him days earlier she was done, tired of their toxic marriage. His playful facade, seen in social media banter, had long turned cruel, with arguments that scared her daughters. Kelly's decision to leave was her stand, but to Jimmy, it was betrayal. In their McKenna Drive apartment, he grabbed a kitchen knife, confronting her in the bedroom. 17 stabs, mostly to her neck and chest, showed no mercy. The attack was swift, with no struggle outside the room, suggesting Kelly trusted him until the blade struck. Jimmy's history set the stage. In 1993, he was convicted of assault with a gun and armed robbery, serving time for crimes that screamed violence. Kelly, a domestic violence advocate, ignored these, believing love could fix him. Witnesses, including Celeste, described Jimmy's controlling grip, his temper flaring when Kelly pushed back. Her secret, wanting freedom, was the trigger. Jimmy's confession hours later walking into the police station showed he'd planned to own the act, admitting the stabs with chilling calm. No drugs, no booze, just raw intent. Jimmy's drive was power. Kelly's choice to leave bruised his ego, threatening his hold. He didn't just kill her, he obliterated her, 17 wounds, ensuring she'd never walk away. His rapper persona, his stepdad act, masked a man who saw Kelly as his to control. This wasn't love gone wrong, it was a predator striking when his prey dared to flee. Jimmy's actions, precise, savage, proved he was a danger, one Kelly's trust couldn't tame. In March 2025, Jimmy Brown faced justice in a Wayne County courtroom for the January 2024 murder of Kelly Mace. The trial drew eyes across Michigan, a beloved advocate's death pitted against her husband's chilling confession. Prosecutors built an ironclad case, leaving no room for doubt. Jimmy's guilty plea spared a long trial, but his remorse rang hollow for Kelly's family. The verdict brought closure, but the pain of her loss lingered like a shadow. Prosecutors laid it bare. Jimmy confessed hours after stabbing Kelly 17 times, detailing the attack in their McKenna Drive bedroom. The knife, bloodied with his prints, matched the wounds, mostly to her neck and chest. No forced entry proved it was an inside job. Celeste's testimony, finding her mom's body, gutted the court. Witnesses, including Kelly's daughters, described Jimmy's controlling streak, escalating fights and rage when Kelly said she was leaving. His 1993 convictions, assault, armed robbery, showed a violent past. His calm surrender, sober and deliberate, screamed intent, not impulse. Jimmy's defense had little to stand on. Facing overwhelming evidence, he took a plea deal, admitting second-degree murder to dodge a first-degree charge. In court, he mumbled remorse, claiming the killing wasn't planned, just a disagreement gone wrong. But the savagery, 17 stabs, told another story. No one bought his tears, not after his history and Kelly's secret triggered his wrath. On March 10, 2025, the judge handed down 18 to 40 years, meaning Jimmy, 31, must serve at least 18 before parole. It was a win, but felt light for such horror. The courtroom was raw. Kelly's daughters, Celeste and Emily, sat stoic, their grief unhealed. Jimmy's words didn't touch them. His sorry couldn't erase their mom. Westland exhaled, but the sentence stung. Parole in 18 years for 17 stabs? Kelly's community, inspired by her advocacy, felt cheated. The trial closed a door, but Jimmy's plea and the system's leniency left scars. Christine's legacy demanded more than a partial justice, pushing her fight forward. Kelly Mays' murder on January 7, 2024, didn't just steal a life, it cracked open Westland, Michigan and beyond, exposing the hidden plague of domestic violence. Losing Kelly, a 49-year-old motivational speaker, left her family and community reeling. The fallout fuels rage at a system that missed her cries, sparking a push for change. Kelly's legacy is a blazing call to end abuse, urging us to see the signs and save lives. Westland was shattered. Kelly was a local hero. Her nonprofit, A Survivor's Story, and her talks on domestic violence saved countless souls. Her daughters, Celeste and Emily, now faced life without their rock, with Celeste stepping up as caretaker. Vigils lit up the town, friends and survivors gathering to honor her fire. Candles glowed, photos shared, speeches vowing to carry her mission. But the pain was raw. How could a woman who fought abuse fall to it in her own home? Neighbors, once carefree, locked their doors tighter. The case ignited fury. Westland police acted fast after Jimmy's confession, but Kelly's daughters had begged her to leave him for years. Her secret, she was leaving, cost her life, a brutal irony for an advocate. Public outcry targeted domestic violence, demanding better support for victims and stricter checks on abusers like Jimmy, whose 1993 convictions flew under the radar. Michigan saw new initiatives, shelters, hotlines, awareness drives, fueled by Kelly's story. Her legacy became a shield, protecting others from her fate. This case hits like a freight train, but it's a chance to act. Abusers hide behind charm, and even heroes like Kelly can fall. Let's honor her by spotting red flags, supporting survivors, and fixing broken systems. Thanks for watching True Crime Revealed. Your support keeps Kelly's fight alive, so smash that like button, drop your thoughts below, and share this video to spread her story. Subscribe and hit the bell for more True Crime Weekly. How do we stop this cycle? Let's talk. I'm Donna, and I'll catch you next time.